Good morning, Tahmina Khan is here. In TKMaths is fun. This is video number 6 on the topic function, and this video on domain and range of a composite function. I have taken a question of November 12, 20, variant 1.1, question 11. In the previous 5 videos, we have studied these concepts. So if you want to watch these videos, I will put the link in the description. Beside that, you can visit my blog site or my website address. You will find the link of the videos over there, and there are many more videos of other topics as well. So let's begin with the question given in November 20. So two functions are given to you, f and g, and their domains are given to you. We have already seen in detail what is a composite function, either it is formed or not, in video number 5, which was the previous video. So now we will find an expression for f of g first, part number 8. Like I said earlier, I do not just solve the question, I give you extra explanation in each question so that you can manage different type of questions on your own. So let's find first of all f of g of x, the expression. By the way, this diagram I have just put up here to see the range for function g basically, and I'll tell you why. So first of all, the expression. Function g is 2x plus 1, and this function will go in function f in place of x. This is the meaning of composite function. So you got this. So from here, for function g, your domain is given -12, and your range is greater than 0. You can see from here also. And it's a linear function. You can plug in the value and figure it out without even drawing this sketch. So the values of y for function g are greater than 0. And you know, in composite function, we can find further, okay, just hold on, because this question is just asking the expression which we have gotten here. So for example, the question asks you here, I'm giving you extra hint here, extra explanation. If question asks you find the domain and range of f of g of x, then what will you do? So let's see here. It's not part of the question, but just I'm explaining extra. So if I have to find the domain and range of f of g of x, then this output of function g will become the input of function f, okay, which is this. So I will substitute this value here. And you know what? If you look at the range of function g, it is satisfying with the domain of given function f, given domain of function f. That is very important. We have seen that thing in the previous video. So now for the extra work here, if I have to find the domain and range of function f of g, I will substitute this value in function f. Now when I substitute this value in function f, I have done a sketch here roughly. So all the values, all the outputs will be more than 3. So it means the range of f of g of x will be greater than 3, and domain will be greater than -12. So this is how very quickly we have calculated the domain and range of the composite function f of g of x. Now next part of the question is asking find the expression for the inverse function of it, f of g, and find the domain of f of g of x. Oh, sorry, f of g of x, right? Now we know from the inverse function that the range of function f of g will be the domain of f of g of inverse. So let's check the range of f of g, which is here, we have just seen, which is greater than 3. So for this part of the question, we don't need to do any work because we have done extra work there. So that's why I know the domain of f of g of inverse will be greater than 3. But we have to find this expression, so let's do it here quickly. Now this is also interesting here because there is something very important where students make mistake usually. So function g, which is this, is going in this place, you see here. Now I will find out its inverse. The technique is put the function equals to y. Replace x by y and y by x. So this x I will replace by y and y by x is step number 1. After that, you have to make y a subject. You don't need to focus here. I'll tell you what I have written here in a little while. So now I will try to make y a subject here. So I'm bringing 3 here. After that, I will take a square root on both sides. I have brought this whole function to left side and this whole on the right hand side. When you flip everything, the sign does not change. I hope you remember this basic thing. So when I'm taking a square root, because I want to take y out, I will write plus minus along. So after that, it will become, this 1 will go here minus 1. This is plus minus. We have to decide which sign we will take. We will take plus or we will take minus. So now this is my inverse function. Now, as you know, for this inverse function, the range will be the domain of your function f of g, and the domain will be the range of this. So I will see what was my domain and range there in that function. If you remember, it's fine. Otherwise, I'm showing it to you here. The domain was greater than minus half. So this will be the range of the inverse function. So if it is greater than minus half, right? It is greater than minus half. So greater than minus half means I have to take plus sign here. And this is how we decide we have to take plus sign or minus sign. So I have taken plus sign because greater than minus half means I have to add a number in minus half. And domain is x greater than 3. You can also see it from here. You know how? This root function cannot be 0, otherwise it will be undefined, I mean less than 0. So I will say x minus 3 greater than 0, right? The domain of this function should be where this is always greater than 0 or equals to 0. So I can say x is greater than equals to 3. You get my point? So this is how we solve the question. By the way, it was saying greater than minus half, so we will not put equals to sign here. So I hope it makes sense to you. And the last part of the question is f of g of x minus 3 is equals to this. They're forming equation and asking you to solve the equation. Now this is simple. We have already calculated f of g of x. So you just need to write here f of g of x. And g of f of x you can easily calculate. This function f you will plug in place of x here, right? And after writing it like this, you will simplify it. I'm simply expanding it, simplifying it. And I got quadratic equation. I simplified it. Then I'm factorizing it. You know, this is called middle term breakup, factorizing the terms. And I got here x equals to minus 3 and x equals to 1. So your value will be x equals to 1. The reason is what it is saying. X is greater than minus half. So this value is not satisfied. This is fine. So this is how you will decide which value. So students usually make mistake here. They just leave it as it is without considering either both are right answer or not according to the given condition. So thank you very much for watching this video. In the next video, we will solve another question of composite function for domain and range, and that is March 2018. Right? It is also another challenging question. So please share it with your friends and like it and subscribe it. Thank you very much. Take care.